All is one, beautiful reflections. Welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, for those that are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Let me introduce myself to you. I am Priestess Oridapo Omoshule. I am one of the goddaughters of the Reverend Priestess Oshun Fuke Iyanifa. I am the owner of Divinely Clairaudient Spiritual Consulting. I am an ancestral priestess. I am an Ori priestess. And I am a spiritual warrior. I'm a spiritual avenger. And I'm all that with the bag of chips and the dip. So, welcome. Come on in. And so today we are going to talk about, this is going to be another short episode about ancestral offering, high vibrational ancestral offerings. And so I realized that I haven't even talked about the most simple, easiest offering that you can give your ancestors, which is water. Water. So a clear glass of water would suffice for your ancestors. And so let's talk about um water in general. Water is a conduit, okay? And if you want to add another layer to how you work with your ancestors, you can give your ancestors water, and before you give it to you, you'll say a prayer into the water. Okay, you'll say a prayer into the water, whatever it is that you want your ancestors to help you with. If you need cooling in certain areas in your life and you need your ancestors to come in and cool a situation, cool your temper, cool your environment, water is great for that as well because it's a cooling. Water cools down the energy, okay? Can cool down energy, especially those energies that come in hot. Okay. And so when you are giving your ancestors water, you want to make sure that you are not giving them tap water. Spring water would be the best form of water. And so I also understand that in some parts of the world there's no access to spring water. There is drinking water with minerals added into it, right? And so you do what you can do. You do what you doing the best with what you got. Okay. Like Mariah Carey say, okay, I'm doing the best with what I got. Okay. So, but I would highly recommend no tap water. Okay. Now, if you have a filter on your tap water, on your faucet that can be able to filter, then that's okay. But I would highly recommend spring water. It just has that nature element to it. But like I said, we're doing the best with what we got, okay? And so when you are working with your ancestors, and as you're starting to work with your ancestors, I know that sometimes giving your ancestors offerings can be very intimidating, okay? And especially when you don't know what your ancestors like and don't like. And so the more that you work with your ancestors, you will be able to see how they respond to certain offerings, okay? If you do an offering and a prayer, and so your prayers might be answered fast when you give a specific offering. Okay. So the more that you work with your ancestors, the more that you'll be able to determine what your ancestors like and don't like. But all across the board, water, 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 water. Okay. And then also make sure too, like I said, you are going to you treat your ancestors how you want to be treated. Okay. So when you start to see your water get these gnats in it, flies, little dust, or whatever it is, starts to get that ring. There's like a water ring around. You can't see it because mine's clean, haha. But there's usually like a water ring that will start to form around your glass. Go ahead and change the water out. Okay. When you become an ancestor, you don't want to, we don't drink murky water anyway. If I see something in my water bottle, I'm like, oh, that gotta go. Okay, well, how did I get in there? Okay, so you want to do the same for your ancestors as well. Okay, and so you're going to treat your ancestors the way that you want to be treated. Okay, if you don't drink tap water, don't give your ancestors tap water. Okay, and even if you do drink tap water, don't give your ancestors tap water. Okay, um, and so that is an easy way. Sometimes we think, like I said, sometimes we think we have to have these elaborate offerings, but you could never go wrong with water, spring water, and a shot of gin. Water and a shot of rum. But you won't really know what your ancestors want unless you get a ancestral life path reading. And so we also do that as well at the Orisha Hoodoo Institute. So if you want to know how to start working with your ancestors and how to build your ancestor altar and what your ancestors want on the altar, you can go ahead and book an ancestral life path reading with my godmother, the Reverend Priestess Oshun Funke Iyanifa. And that will be also in the description as well. So go ahead and do that. And so this is just another thing that you can add. This is an easy peasy way. I know I talked about different offerings such as coconut, cinnamon, rosemary, and things of that sort, but basic water. Okay. And so start that. And if you have any questions, go ahead and just put it down in the comment section, and I'll try to respond. And then also, if you are looking for free mentorship, we have free mentorship, so that'll also be in the description as well. And so hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully this is something that you can start to implement. If you have not implemented adding water to your ancestral altar, spring water. And so just let me know how it goes. So thank you so much. I am Priestess Omo Shule. And like I always say, pray with me, don't play with me. Ciao.